Operation Paul Bunyan, the pettiest almost world war of all time.
A tree, bro. A tree. Let me set the scene real quick. Imagine two nuclear superpowers, both strapped with enough missiles to delete the planet twice, arguing over a tree. Not a magic tree, not a sacred tree, not the tree Adam and Eve stole fruit from. No. A regular, slightly overgrown, shade providing, squirrel housing, average ass poplar tree growing in the Korean DMZ. If you ever needed proof humans are the silliest species alive, we almost started World War III over landscaping. This is the story of Operation Paul Bunyan. When the United States said, "Cut that tree down," North Korea said, "Touch that tree and die." And America responded with, "Bet. Bring the cameras. We about to turn this HOA dispute into a Marvel movie." So boom, it's 1976. The Cold War is cold. Korea is split in half like a bad breakup. And the DMZ is one of the most hostile strips of land on the entire planet. Inside that DMZ is a place called the Joint Security Area, the one spot where North and South Korean soldiers stand face to face, just staring at each other like rival uncles at Thanksgiving. Now, right in the middle of this tension-filled zone stands a big beefy poplar tree, blocking the line of sight for UN troops. Basically, "Hey, that tree is in the way. Can we trim it?" And North Korea said, "No, that tree is actually Korean. You touch it, you disrespect us." The tree doesn't even know it's famous. It's just chilling, photosynthesizing, minding its business. On August 18, 1976, a crew of US and South Korean soldiers walked up with tools like, "Cool, let's just trim this bad boy real fast." No guns, no tanks, no drama. Literally just dudes with saws and a mission to make the DMZ more visible. North Korea pulled up like, "Stop, this is our tree." The US is like, "Bruh, this tree is blocking our view. We're trimming it." North Korea said, "Sky, you trim nothing." And then out of nowhere, dozens of North Korean soldiers rushed them and attacked with their own tools. Chaos. Screaming. A grown man lumberjack brawl over a tree. This wasn't just an international incident. This was, oh, it's go time. The US military basically hit the "Are you dead ass" button. Now look, the US had options: diplomacy, negotiation, sanctions. But nope. They said, "Since y'all acted up over trimming the tree, we're cutting the whole thing down and we're bringing everybody." This turned into the biggest overkill flex in military landscaping history. The Pentagon named the plan Operation Paul Bunyan, because when Americans need to feel powerful, they name things after mythical lumberjacks. August 21, 1976. 3 days later, the US arrives at the DMZ like a movie finale. The cast: 23 American and South Korean soldiers with chainsaws, 64 troops in nearby trucks. A South Korean Special Forces unit dressed like they walked straight out of a Tekken cutscene. More soldiers waiting just outside the DMZ. 30 helicopters circling overhead. B-52, nuclear-capable bombers flying in formation. Fighter jets covering the air. An aircraft carrier battle group moving offshore. Artillery aimed directly at North Korea.
Tanks revving, like Fast and Furious. DMZ drift.
Every camera in the region live streaming the smoke. All of this to chop down one tree. This is the geopolitical equivalent of losing a game of Uno and flipping the table over. North Korean forces watched all this unfold like, oh, they not trimming today. They brought the whole Avengers. They showed up to about 200 troops. But this time, they didn't move. They didn't blink. They stood there. Like, yeah, we good. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. Because when you see helicopters, jets, tanks, special forces, and nuclear bombers pop out over a tree, you realize God is giving you a chance to stay alive. Once everyone was in place, the US commander yelled, "Begin work." Bro, these soldiers pulled out chainsaws like they were about to film Fast and Furious 12 Lumberjack Drift. The blades hit that wood and the whole DMZ went silent. Everybody watching, everybody waiting. North Korea stood frozen. South Korea stood ready. America stood petty. And in just 42 minutes, the tree was no more. Not trimmed, not pruned. Reduced to logs, shame, and international embarrassment. After seeing the US show up with the full cast of Independence Day, North Korea sent an official message that basically said, hey, listen, misunderstandings happen. Our bad on the, tree thing. They blamed it on overambitious soldiers. The US accepted the apology. Nobody got nuked. And the world learned an important lesson. If America ever says retrimming this tree, just let them. Or they'll bring 30 helicopters and a B-52. So what did we learn today?
Humans are wild. We almost destroyed the world over a tree nobody even wanted. 2. Pettiness is universal. America said, "You killed our men over landscaping. Say less." 3. Don't underestimate symbolic beef. Sometimes the stupidest objects, like a wooden overgrown plant, carry nuclear consequences. 4. Military flexing is insane. Imagine explaining this to aliens. We almost went extinct because Todd couldn't see past a tree. This wasn't about the tree. It was a global flex-off. A geopolitical measuring contest.
This has been WTF History Edition, where the past gets messier the more you zoom in. Today taught us one thing, and one thing only. If you ever get into an argument over yard work, just walk away. Because apparently humans will risk the whole earth before admitting a tree might need trimming.